friends, and you are watching Weekend at 5 with me, Navdeep Kaur Marwa. A look at the top headlines of the day. To begin with, some COVID news. Fortunately, there have only been 18 new community cases of COVID 19 to be reported in New Zealand today. There have been 43 cases, however, in MIQ. Moving on, the US Supreme Court has blocked President Joe Biden's rule requiring workers at large companies to be vaccinated or masked and tested weekly. Prince Andrew's military affiliations and royal patronages have been returned to the Queen. Buckingham Palace had announced in an extraordinary statement just a day after a US judge ruled that the Queen's son and Duke of York must face sex abuse claims. Premier League's club Newcastle United have signed New Zealand striker Chris Wood from relegation rivals Burnley on a 2.5-year-old. Falling on a trend from 2020, Singh has again topped the list of most common family names of babies born in New Zealand in 2021. Smith takes second place on the list of top surnames, and third is Kaur, historically the feminine counterpart to Singh in Sikh communities. Moving on to our interview segment today. There is no doubt that the COVID pandemic has changed the world we live in, and more importantly, the way we travel for the last more than 2 years. Traveling in the COVID pandemic era is drastically different from the pre COVID era. In this new year, as we usher, everyone is hoping for everything, including the travel, to get back to normal. We have travel expert Sehion Abraham from Sehion Travels to talk about what he thinks the government should be doing in terms of normalizing the travel and the expectations from the travel industry in this coming year. Welcome to the show, Sijo.
Thank you for your call. Yeah,
How are you doing?
you're doing good. And you?
Very good. Sijo, happy new year.
Same to you.
Sijo, just to begin, what are your expectations from the government in terms of travel industry this year?
Yeah, it's really it's really affected to the travel agents, especially in New Zealand or all over the world. Not because, and really affected in the especially in New Zealand agent because the border is still closed. Majority of the more than 80% countries is already open for vaccinated people.
Mhm.
Our neighbor countries, Australia is almost fully open.
Right.
So even and there is main thing we can't do any business until they're border open. We can't sell any tickets. And
Mm.
for example, if we sell to with Air New Zealand or Qantas, there is no refund policy. It's everything
Right.
like it's going to be everything. There is policy, but the price is going very high.
Right. So tell me, last 2 years, if we talk about business effects on travel and travel agent like you, how much business has suffered personally for you?
We lost nearly 90% business. We lost. Like we do normally 3 to 5 million every year, but unfortunately, there is no point to talk like that because all the businesses come down now.
Mhm. And is there an expectation from government? Have you people or travel agent associations speaking to government to know what is their plan of action? When are they going to open the borders? Have you have any indication from the government on that on
They
those
don't give
lines?
any. They give the hope. They opened for the border for February, but and again they close it. But till
Mhm.
now, there is no update. What's they're going or what's going next? What the step
Mhm.
is coming up? So we don't know yet. And again, from today, the rumor is coming. It's going to be closed again for Omicron.
Yes, there is a indication. Yes.
Yes. So it's
Right.
going to be very hard.
Right. And tell me, when we talk about it, people cannot go overseas, on pandemic. Are people traveling domestically? Do you see the travel movements getting increased in domestically in New Zealand?
Yeah, there is people is traveling domestically, but unfortunately, the main problem they don't give any commissions in New Zealand in domestic. So we need to add the service fee. Whatever
Mm-hmm.
we done, we need to book the domestically. We need to add the service fee. But if you're looking for the service fee, then the people is going to buy direct, purchase from directly the website.
Right.
So there is
Right.
a huge difference that time.
Right. And talking about people who want to travel to India,
Yeah.
what are the queries that you are getting? I'm sure a lot of people must be querying you, मुझे tickets करानी है, कितने की tickets है, क्या scene है?
Yeah.
What is
There is
happening?
there is lots of people is asking, but the majority of people they are afraid to travel to India at the moment because of the New Zealand policy, because they don't
Right,
know they can come back or not.
right, right.
That's the main thing. The people
And
ready
what
to
about
travel, people ready to travel, but the main problem, what the New Zealand government is changing the policy. They are not able to come back.
right, right? And it's MIQ, right? The MIQ
Yeah,
problem that
exactly,
people.
exactly. MIQ.
Right, right. And also the prices are how are the prices of tickets for India right now? Are they very high for somebody who has an MIQ book, for example?
Yeah, for at the moment, is the price is going for India one for Delhi 1,750 or something like that.
For one way?
Yeah, no, no, two-way.
Okay, okay. That's only Emirates. We can only fly through Emirates at the moment.
Yeah, all the flight is going unofficial, so there is no because there is no it's air bubble is only with India and Dubai. There is no India and New Zealand air bubble. So all the flight
Right,
is going, and Qatar also. I think Qatar is couple of flights is cancelled this week.
right. So in terms of your expectation, when do you expect things to get better? What do you want the government to do right now? What do you want
I,
as a travel agent?
at least they can open the vaccinated people. They can bring to freely.
Right.
If they open for the vaccinated people, they can come to New Zealand,
Mm-hmm.
because majority of people they vaccinated from New Zealand or India. The India is, I think, the COVID shield and the COVID vaccine. They are already New Zealand
Right,
is approved, so they
right.
can come easily.
Mm-hmm. And lastly, do you think New Zealand is trying to be overprotective about the borders? Like there's so many, the globe, the Omicron or the pandemic has spread the entire world, but no country is behaving the way New Zealand is in terms of closing
No,
the
not
border
at
for
all.
2 years.
I think it's my personal opinion. I don't know it's correct, because on my way thinking there is a possibility of there is less hospital in New Zealand, and
Right.
the medical staff also is very less.
Mm-hmm.
That's the main reason I think so.
Right, right. Even I feel so. I think they fear the fact that if there's a community outbreak, they won't be able to contain the fact that
Exactly.
they won't be able to contain. So that's why they think that the policy of closing the border is the best way to prevent the
Yes.
COVID from coming to New
But
Zealand.
there is one question: how many till how many years they can close the border? They can't do that
Exactly,
later.
exactly. Because I know so many people want to travel. They have their families, they're separated, but the fear of not coming back, not getting an MIQ slot, is just stopping them from going.
I know in many cases, even there is going to be issue with the family, like a husband and wife. Husband
Hmm.
is here, wife is there in India, or wife is here, husband is
Hmm.
here. They getting mentally problem issues is coming, and
Right.
family issues is coming.
Hmm.
You know, it
Right.
it's affected the entire families everywhere.
Right. I think the government should be taking some humanitarian concerns in place
Exactly.
and do
That's true.
something, especially for the Indian community, which are so much into the families, into the, everything. Parents, they can't, some families are unable to meet their parents and
Yeah,
everything
because
like
they are
that.
really attached to the family. The people is The people is like really attached to the family.
Yeah. Right.
That's our culture.
Right. Yeah. Thank you so much, Sijo. And I hope the new year brings good news for all the travel industry and we are able to travel freely as we were in the pre-pandemic
Thank you
era
so
and your
much.
business booms as usual. All the best for all your endeavors.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Really appreciate your time. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks for
Thank
calling.
you.
Thank you. Bye.
So that was Sijo Abraham from Sehion Travels, expecting the government to be little more cordial, little more kind, and open the borders so that people can travel freely and the travel industry can boom. I hope things get better for the travel industry soon. Keep watching indianweekender.co.nz for all the latest news. Bye bye.